Hi, my name is James Turner from Vision Yachts, and I'm going to take you through a walkthrough through the Vision 444. This is the ES model. Okay, so here's an example of when we put a spinnaker kit together. All your Visions come with a pre-made Dyneema strop here, which is adjustable, and this can be just looped onto the pad eye. It also comes with a T12 Tylaska trip hook, so if you're flying it to weather and you want to cross over to the bowsprit, you can have it connected to the bowsprit and to the weather bow. And if you want to bring it to the center and go more of a broad reach, you can just hit the trip hook here, and your spinnaker will fly to the center, to your longeron. So on this Vision 444, we actually have two types of tramps mixed here. We've got a 3/8 netting tramp. It's a slightly smaller netting, which is just a bit more comfortable. And this is not Dyneema, it's a nylon based tramp. Then we've got, on the bikini tramps, we have the 1-inch netting, but this is a full Dyneema tramp, so it's very stiff. It's a bit harder on your feet, but on the bikini tramp you don't want any give. So we do offer the Dyneema tramp on the main tramps too, but it's a personal preference. What you can see here is we have pre-rigged two tack lines. We have a tack line for our spinnaker, and then we have a tack line for a 2-to-1 purchase tack line for our code sails. So what I did was I sailed with a lot of my clients, and I realized that, you know, we're going to change things around. So instead of having a 1-to-1 purchase here and having a 2-to-1 up top there, I turned everything around. I put the halyard lock at the top, and I ran the 2-to-1 purchase down at the longeron, which feeds back to the windlass, and we use the windlass drum, the rope gypsy, to take up the tension on the code sails. Another key feature here with our tack lines, all our tack lines are covered in Technora sheathing, which is a heat resistant, high chafing sheave, which we put over all our tack lines and our chafe points on our halyards. So another feature, just going on from the longeron and the tack lines, basically how it works is your tack line comes through this hawse hole onto the gypsy. You got your control buttons here. You literally just stand up and you can take up the tension. Plenty power, gets your tack line nice and tight for your code sails, nice and controlled, all at deck level. Also, our lid opens 180 degrees, so if you are flying your spinnaker and you are short-handed and you get caught out in a bit of a puff, what you can do, if you're using a dowsing sock on your asymmetric spinnaker, you can take the dowsing line and put it onto your rope gypsy to be able to douse your spinnaker, especially if you're short-handed. So that's a really nice little feature. What you've got to do if you want to engage this rope gypsy, we have a special hook system inside here which allows you to just disengage the chain section of the gypsy, and so you've got the freedom of using this the rope gypsy for these different elements. On our longeron section we have a soft strop here with a dog bone. This is for connecting our staysail, our emergency staysail, so it's a pretty easy connection. Nice thing, it's all pre-rigged in a small bag. We click the tack onto the strop, and we have a additional halyard which we use just to hoist it up. So that's nice and easy. Here we've got a nice access hatch, which is really easy to put your bridle onto the anchor, so that's nice and accessible. We've got 3 storage lazarettes. We've got the 2 forward ones here, port one normally stores the propane tanks. If you go with propane, there will be two 10-litre composite propane tanks in that side. This one here you can store sails in, plus we got the wash down hose which we use for the chain wash down, or washing down the foredeck of the boat. We've got the main big lazarette here. This is where the water maker is stored. We call it the TARDIS locker. It's a really big space. This also fits your sails. You can fit your bicycles, kite boards, huge amount of gear can go. Also a great place for putting your inflatable SUPs. It's a really big space. Plus the water maker is mounted in here, which makes it really easy to work on, very accessible. So this locker here, this is where we keep our fuel tanks. This is our 650-litre composite fuel tank. We've got crossover valves, so you can cross over from port to starboard. Yeah, nice and easy. The tank fillers are actually right on the tank, so if your tank senders bomb out, you can actually use traditional dipstick system, which I'm always in favor of. So with the new 444 rig, we've actually been able to use a halyard lock and made a couple little changes to the actual mast itself. We are now ICW compliant. We've kept the same square meterage regarding main and jib and head sails. It's also added advantage that it's brought the boom down lower. I'm pretty short. I can access the top of the stack pack fairly easy. We're using a hay rack boom now, which allows you a better flaking of the mainsail, better hoisting of the mainsail, better dropping of the mainsail. Okay, so we run a bridle system on our boats, which is, I see it as a great safety feature. It's very easy to control the boat, especially through drives, tacks. It just means, opposed to a track where you have to travel your main sheet car from port to starboard, here you're just easing out a sheet or winching a sheet in. So it's a very nice way to control your boom. It's very simple and it's not very complicated. Okay, on top of our Helm roof here, it's a really good place to mount the Starlink. So this is a Gen 3 Starlink. It works really well in this area. It's nice and flat, low profile, and yeah, this is kind of our preferred mounting point. We do have a pole version which can fit at the back of the boat, but 90% of the Starlinks we fit on the Helm roof.